This is Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. Please like, subscribe, and share.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Not the glasses. Welcome back to Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. We are happy to have you all here. Thanks for tuning in. We gonna jump right to it. We ain't even gonna beat around the bush. Let's talk about the word no and how we need to master the word no.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm gonna lean on you a little bit, Bridget, because I know that you have a very busy schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Your week is pretty much laid out for you, probably from Sunday night. How your week is gonna look. So you got to lay out your clientele. You got to lay out, when you're gonna get some downtime. How do you handle when somebody asks you to do something that disrupts what you've already planned out for yourself?
So previously, I used to be a people pleaser. So I feel like previously, before I worked on that, um, I would just always try to accommodate everybody. And that's either
Mm,
my clients or people in my family. And it's just from like not wanting to disappoint anyone, and
mhm.
regardless of how it will make me feel. I could be completely exhausted. Um, and it's just like, so now since that's something that I worked on, um, I think the more that you practice saying no, the easier it gets. And it feels
Mhm.
good. Because you be like, not just no, we be like, fuck no. Like, definitely helping your ass. Like, Um, But I mean, the thing is, it's like when it comes to my family, though, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna say, "Oh, my family is the exception," because I feel like if it's something that I absolutely can't do, I feel like me and my family, we work as like a unit. We all
Okay.
help each other when it comes to like taking care of all of their kids and stuff. So, honestly, if it comes to something with the kids, if it's like something that's very necessary, then it's like, okay, we gonna get it done by any means. If it's something that is just like extra and it's not a priority, then it's like, no, Um, but yeah, I had to definitely practice saying no to my family sometimes, definitely to clients. Um,
Mm,
I had, yeah, and I think at first, especially being an entrepreneur, because like, and you probably noticed, but I know like when you first get in the entrepreneur phase, especially if like you're a service provider, you're to a point where it's like, number one, most entrepreneurs, if you're a service provider, when you first start out, you're working 7 days a week. Like you straight
yeah.
up like, I need the clientele. Like, so you go from having that mentality of like, I'm gonna work every single day, I'm gonna work any type of hours, I'm gonna squeeze everybody in. And the reason why you like feel like you gotta squeeze everybody in is because you like, well, I'm already not struggling, but I'm trying to get my clientele up, right?
Right.
So if I tell them no, any one little inconvenience, they're not gonna want to come back to me,
Hmm.
until I feel like you really build your brand, build your skill and your confidence and knowing like, yeah, no one can tell me shit. I know I'm good at what I do, and know that like saying no doesn't mean that necessarily someone's not going to come back, And to me, I feel like people, and this is just in general, not even just like with people who have businesses, but when you set a boundary with people and like, no, I'm sorry, I can't do this, people who really love you, respect you, care about you, they going to respect it, and they're not going to get upset and they're going to understand and they still going to love you. They still going, if it's clients, they still going to come back and support you. That's real.
Hmm.
Now, if someone want to hold a grudge because you can't look out for them one time, which I feel like I've had clients that did that to me before, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, I'm a
Right.
human being. I'm not a robot, and yeah, like honestly, I'm the type of person that I would give my last to people if I could, but unfortunately, it's only one of me, and I can't give to everybody and deplete myself, and you know, the thing is, it's like when I'm sitting there feeling extremely exhausted, extremely empty, who's there pouring, who's taking care of me, you know?
Right. Right.
Um, so I just, yeah, I feel like no is a complete sentence. It's a complete
Yes.
sentence. You know,
Yes.
a lot of people feel like it has to be, oh no, because I have
Because
to. No, straight up, no. They don't even. You don't even need to explain why. No, I can't. Sorry.
yeah,
You
like
know.
you have to shut people down. And just like with a business, even in your personal life, that builds your brand, that builds your worth. Because if you're just always available, that means you're struggling. Like I'm starving for your attention. So that means I'm never going to tell you no when you ask me to do something.
Yeah.
But if you sit there and you stand on your brand, like, no, my time for me is important too.
Right.
And I'm not going to just go out there and just exhaust myself. And like you said, a lot of people who pour into people
Hmm.
have no one to pour into them.
Yeah.
Like you're an empty vessel and no one cares.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you got one little drop left in you, they're like, you need to pour that into me.
Right. Right.
Um, and yeah, I love the fact that you said no is a complete. That's the subject
Yeah.
and the predicate. That's the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
We are done.
Yeah.
Because like for example, like you take literally one day off a week. And it's not because you starving for anything. It's just that first of all, you love what you do. Like that's a bonus. When you
Yeah.
can love the job that you do,
Yeah.
that's called wealth. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's wealthy. Um, so if you're one day you've already set aside, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym, I might go ahead and get some errands run. Um, I might cook me a nice meal, sit back, catch up on my TV. Anything that you want to do, that is your day to recoup, so
Yeah.
that the other 6 days you can perform.
Right. Right.
Um, but if you don't take time for yourself, and I'm actually teaching myself this now.
Hmm.
If you don't take time for yourself, when you're finally burnt out and you can't move any further,
Hmm.
there's no one to pick you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there is really no one that's gonna be there to really grab you by your arm and go, okay, we could walk this next mile together. Um, but it's common for people to think anytime I call on you, you should be available.
Yeah.
Um,
It
and
that that's what I
yeah,
was gonna say. Like that's another thing, another reason why you have to tell people no. Because if you never tell people no, now they have an entitlement.
mm-hmm,
And I
yep,
truly believe that's like across the board. Like if you always say yes, like yeah, 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 yep, yep, yeah, I'll do this for you. Yep, you could borrow money. Yep, this, yep. It's like now it's expected, you know. And I
yep,
feel like that's not how the real world is. You know, even your kids. Like a lot of people give their kids everything that they want. And the moment that you finally, because it's foreign to a child, if you always get on what they want, you finally be like, no, I'm not buying you this today because I just bought you something yesterday. The kid don't know how to handle it. But also that's not the real world. You don't go out into the world and, hey, like I want $1 million. They go like, okay, get a job. You know, it's nothing just gets handed to you that easily. So it's like you have to get used to being told no sometimes because you don't that's not the reality of the world. You don't always get what you want, you know.
mm-hmm,
Um and I feel like that when it comes to your personal relationships, I personally feel like that even with my clients. Like I had this thing where, and it is what it is, you know, I had this thing where I like most providers, I take deposits and stuff. You know, I set
mm-hmm,
people was able to set their appointments, you know, set their appointments up is dedicated for them, you know, and the service that they want. So I have a policy that, you know, if you don't cancel your appointment or reschedule your appointment 24 hours prior to your appointment, then you lose your deposit, you know.
yeah,
It's a way of basically saying like you're showing up and I'm showing up. I respect your business, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate your business, you know. So it's like holding us both accountable of being there, you know. Um and I have another thing, even like a late policy, I do give a grace period, right? I give like 10 minutes. And I'll be like, oh, I do say I understand some things happen. So I'll be like, after 10 minutes, your appointment can be canceled. And I'm like, I understand, depending on what's going on, I might can still take you, I might not. It honestly depends with me, right? But I have this thing where if a new client comes to me and I send you all the information, even when you book your appointment, it says if you get a 10-minute grace period and your appointment could be canceled, right? So when new clients come to me and they see my late policy, you know, that I only give a 10-minute grace period. If you're a new client, you come to me and the first time you're like, hey, I know you only give a 10-minute grace period, but I'm gonna be like 30 minutes late, you're gonna have to reschedule. Because that's just showing that person what you're gonna continuously allow. And I'm a dead it from day one. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not that I don't appreciate you being a new client. Yep, I appreciate that. But we're not about to start off this way because you think that the very first time I'm gonna let you slide and be 30 minutes late, then every time you think
40.
Okay. You know, so that's why I feel like you gotta tell people no. You have to set boundaries with people and be okay with that. You know, and the thing is, believe it or not, people really do respect you more when you actually set boundaries and say no and don't play about you. You know, even one of my clients, me and him, we mad cool, right? He keep on being late, making the dumbest excuses in the world, you know. And so it'd be hard because it's like you build these relationships with people and y'all cool, you know, but it's like at the same time you playing with my business right now. Like, you know, so like one day he was fucking playing with me. He was playing games. Oh, I went to the wrong address. Every time it was something else, like a whole hour then went by. You're a whole hour late. I'm like, yo,
hell no.
He kept making excuses. Oh, I went to the first location. Oh, I went to the last location. You moved there. I'm like, yo, stop fucking playing with me. Like, you know, I didn't even say that, but I'm like, this is when I'm thinking I'm getting fucking irritated. I'm like, yo, if he just woke up late or something happened, yo, just fucking say that. Like, I respect you more if you just honest. But you trying to fucking lie and say, oh, I went to the wrong address, then I went to the other wrong address when you supposed to. It was too much. So when he came, I said, look, I said, and mind you, we always cut up. We always talk. He talked about his family, his girlfriend, all types of stuff. I said, look, I really appreciate you. I appreciate you, you know, supporting my business. I said, but going forward, you're going to have to be on time for your appointment, you know. And Bridget, I know, I'm sorry, you know, whatever. And then it's like, you know, I think people, the way people take me, they like, you know, it's like I be a little serious sometimes. So it's like, I was like, all right, so how you been? How was your weekend? Like, it's hard to have those serious conversations and then go back into like, all right, we cool again. You feel me? But then it was like the appointment after that, like I said, we're mad cool. So he come in, we talking it up, and he made sure he wanted to say that, like, Bridget, I really respect how you was like, I'm not playing with you. Like, you're gonna come on time to your appointments, you know. So if I told someone no and then they come back to me like, yo, I respect the fact that you did that. Like, you know, and regardless of how cool we is, how much we get off of like, you know, topic or whatever, like the fact that you like stand firm on like, you gonna have to be on time, you know, whatever. And so I think people really do sleep on like that. I think having boundaries and stuff and telling people no, it really gets you respected, you know, but it's almost like that feeling people, when people know you're a pushover, they low-key don't have respect for you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they look at it. And honestly, I might want to say like you always being there for people just automatically make you a pushover because maybe you're just a good person at heart, you know? And it's like, I like to show up for people. I want to be there for people. But people look at you like you're a pushover and they don't want to respect the pushover, you know? So you got to turn to the bad guy. I don't know.
Because I love doing podcasts. I love everything about doing podcasts. I do another podcast on Monday. So the guy that I do a podcast with on Monday, one day me and him was talking. He was like, yo, I got another idea for a podcast. I'm like, oh, pump your brakes. Monday, Wednesday. Those are the only days I'm doing podcasts.
Yeah.
I got to be available Tuesday, Thursday, and the rest of the week for my wife, for the things I got to do. I got to be available for that. I can't put any more time in the podcast. I really have to, because there was a time when I'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do it. But the fact that my wife makes no stink about me doing my podcast, my time is my time. She doesn't bother me about it. I have to honor her time as well. Right. You know what I'm saying? I can't take additional time away from her, no matter how much I enjoy doing podcasts. And I love doing this shit. I love being in front of the camera. I love fucking talking. But the fact that she respects what I do and she says, you know what, that's your time, do it.
Yeah.
Everything else I got to give to her.
Yeah.
So, and in a sense, with your, like, with people honoring your time, have you ever went to a business and they're always available? The first thing you think in your mind is, they shit ain't good. Like, if nobody's coming, you know what I'm saying? If you're always available for business,
yeah,
how good can you be? Yeah. Sometimes when you got to tell somebody, nah, I'm booked.
Yeah.
That's music to their ears. Like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? A waiting list of motherfuckers, they're like, shit, I gotta go to her. You know what I'm saying? Because I know she's about her business. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She's making her money.
Yeah.
So I think, and that's the same thing with friendships. There was for a very long time, I would work hard all damn week, and I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna sit back, chill, watch TV. One of my boys would hit me up, yo, we gonna hit the club tonight. Oh, fuck. All right, yo, come on. All right, we gonna hit and I have really had to buckle down and say, and this only happened within probably the last 10 years of my life, where I would just be like, no, you go, you have fun, enjoy your damn self.
Right.
But me, I am going to sit still for today. Because you will burn yourself the fuck out. And people don't realize it. And those are the same people that if you called on them and it was their day to chill, they'd be like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna sit back and chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna give you what you can't give me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm low key that person too, you know, and I'm a planner too. So it's like I don't mind making time for my friends and stuff like that, but I don't like stuff to be like last minute where it's not planned. I feel like I have to mentally prepare myself for things, you know, and it's even like, okay, you want to go out, but I don't even know what I'm wearing. You know, that's half the problem. That's half the battle right there. You know, so it's, you know, and I ain't gonna lie, I've always been a homebody, but like lately I don't want to be outside. Like, you know, I mean, I'm gonna force myself to maybe step out, hopefully one time this summer, like, you know, but I just, you know, I like being around my family. I'm not gonna lie, I like doing family stuff. Like me and my family get together and do something. Like I like doing that, but I'm not like, I don't know what it is lately. I just don't want to be around people, you know. But I like, you know, I feel like when you never say no, just because you want to either please people, you know, it builds that resentment where it's like low key, like you feel some type of way about this person, even though it was your choice to say yes to them, you know? And again, like I feel like a user is gonna try to use you as much as they possibly can. They're not thinking about you, how burnt out you are, how tired you are, like, you know, whatever. But you know, somebody who really care about you, they ask you to do something, you like, look, I just don't have the energy, I don't have the time, I can't, and that's it. No explanation. They're like, okay, like cool, like, you know, and it's still all love, you know. But my esthetician, she did tell me that this was maybe like a month ago. She did tell me, like, because I was like, I struggle with being like somebody who was formerly a people pleaser. I struggle with like having a balance of like, well, like I do want to be there for people. You know what I'm saying? Because in a sense, it's like you do have to be there for people because you want people to be there for you when you either need something or you going through something or whatever the case may be, right? So it's like when you have any type of relationship, whether it's your friends or whoever, it's like you want to show up for people. But how do you know, like, I'm overextending myself? You know, so I'm like, where is the balance at? Because low-key, I ain't gonna lie, ever since I realized like I'm a people pleaser, now I just want to tell everybody fucking no. So I'm like, am I just straight up being fucking mean? Like, am I being mean? Where's the line of being mean and still like being true to who I am? Because who I am at heart is like, I do love to help people, you know, but I'm, you know, so this is what she gave, to me was the best advice ever. She said, anything that you don't want to do off your own free will, say no. Now, if it's something that it's like, oh yeah, sure, I want, like, you want to do it, but if it's something you like, man, yeah, I'll do it, but whole time in the back of your mind, you're like, man, I don't fucking feel like driving up here. I don't feel like doing this shit for this bitch or whoever. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got that feeling behind it, then that's when you should straight say no. You know,
I like that.
But if it's like, oh yeah, let me go do this for them, let me help them out, because it's like it makes you feel good, and that's what you feel like, oh, this is on my heart, this is what I want to do, like I want to do this for the person, then you say yeah, you know. Yeah, and so to me, when she broke it down to me like that, I was like, okay, all right, because I'm like, I don't know where the balance is, you know, because I'm like, I feel like once I start telling people no, I'm like, everybody getting a fucking no, like I just no, fuck no, I don't care, no, because I said yes for too many years.
That's because so what we end up doing is we overcompensate. So we go, okay, I've been the yes person for so many years. Now I just got to shut it down. And you kind of end up isolating, like shutting people out who may really need you. So I like what she said. Like that makes a lot of damn sense.
Yeah.
Because there's been times because I don't have the fear of missing out. I used to have that shit. Like when people would go out, somewhere, damn, if I don't go and some shit exciting happens, I'm like, damn, I should have been there. I don't have a fear of missing out anymore. I'm too damn old for that shit. If something happens while I'm not there, hopefully you take good notes, motherfucker. Tell me about it real good. Don't say, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, yo, I know I was gonna sit here and just play the game today. My man called me. All right, I'm gonna go. I had to really set those boundaries and put them in place, like, and stick to them.
Yeah,
that's our hardest part.
Yeah,
we put the boundaries in place. It's sticking to them damn boundaries that gets us.
Right.
Where you sit there and go, damn, I really don't want to do this, but fuck, I'll do it this one time, and then one time become two, just like that 1 hour becomes 2 hours. Then they late. Know what I'm saying? If you don't stick to your boundaries, know what I'm saying, like you stuck.
Yeah.
But it's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you do get blessings sometimes when you come through for people and you really didn't want to be there. I'm sure there's some blessings in that. But God is also sitting there going, okay, now you're just being stupid. You know what I'm saying? That you don't want to lay down. I'm gonna get you sick, so you gotta lay down. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to take time for yourself because you'll get exhausted.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking about that today. I was at work and I was thinking about that shit, and I was like, yo, how often in the past have somebody asked me to do something that I really don't want to fucking do? But yet I get up, I get dressed, I'm not looking my best because I don't even want to be there anyway. And I go and I'm like, damn, I should have stayed the hell home.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I think everybody, honestly, for your own mental health well-being, we did not focus enough last month, and I'm gonna apologize to every woman who watches the show. We did not focus enough last month on Women's Mental Health Month. It's my fault. I'll take that one on the chin, but we gonna keep the party going for y'all. Ladies, it is imperative to your mental health that sometimes you just say no. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your boyfriend. If it's your down day and you are just going to go ahead and do some self-care shit, you're going to polish your nails, catch up on TV, say no. I'm not going. We're not going out. You know what I'm saying? We're not going out. And I've noticed I've backed my wife into corners like that before, where she'll be like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you know, I'm just going to chill. We're going to watch a movie or whatever. And we hang out with some couples and they'll call me and I'll be like, babe, we going out. And she'd be like, all right, I guess we going out then. And I could see it in her face like she wanted to tell me, motherfucker, no. No, I told you we go chill and watch a movie.
Right.
So now I try not to back her into that corner.
Yeah.
If she already says we're in for the night and they hit us up, I'm like, yo, we ain't going tonight. We good.
Yeah. I don't think you can like be something to everybody and nothing to yourself, you know. And
facts.
I feel like when you are like a people pleaser and you always telling people yes, like I said, like I feel like you get to a point and it's like, you know, you're compromising your health, you know, believe it or not. I feel like that's something that I see with a lot of people around me, a lot of women, a lot of people in general. It's like people who is like, maybe they have a lot on their plate, and then on top of them having a lot on their plate, you got outside people asking for favors for them, and they're like, okay, all right, yeah, whatever, all right, yeah, I'll do it, you know. And these are the same ones that it's like, girl, I'm sick as a dog, I'm in the hospital, you know, like I'm extremely dehydrated, you know. So it's like, you will kill yourself. You will put yourself in an early grave trying to be everything to everyone and being nothing to yourself, you know. And I truly believe those are the same people that compromise their own health, their own immune system, you know. And I also feel like just as much as we should tell people no, and I don't want to, and I hate to say this because I don't ever want someone to be like, oh, if you need help, don't reach out to people. You know what I'm saying? If you need help, reach out to someone, you know, because everybody needs help from time to time. Because I feel like you do have some people that they are too prideful to ask for help. And I don't ever feel like that should be the case. I'm one of those people, but whatever. Like, you know, but I feel like if you're somebody who is always asking favors from a person, the same person, people in general, you know, really think to yourself, like, how is this making this person feel? You know, like are they even okay? Can they even handle, you know, always doing something for me? And again, like I hate to say it because it's like it every situation is different, and so it's like you never know when you might need people. So I don't want people to like take this and think like I'm saying like, oh, don't ask for help. And it might be a temporary season. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about people who take advantage of people. But if someone's like taking advantage of people always doing stuff for you or being there for you, you know, just lay off of people sometimes. You know, like it's okay to need help, but it's a whole different story of being greedy. It's a whole different story of like depleting someone, like, you know, because you're also gonna burn bridges with people too. Like I said, you're gonna build resentment, and you're gonna get to a point where that person don't want to hang with you, don't want to do nothing for you, don't want to let you borrow nothing, take you nowhere, because you're just draining that person, you know. So yeah, like ask for help when you need it, but don't depend on always like trying to take from someone, you know. And also be understanding when people say no, I can't help you, unfortunately, you know. That's something else that I feel like a lot of people, even with the entitlement, people don't realize, like, if you're grown, nobody has to do shit for you. Like nobody has to do shit for you. So the fact that if anybody is willing to do something for you, that's like out of love. That's extra. They don't no one have to do anything for you. You should appreciate the fuck out of anybody who does anything for you when you grown, you know. And stop looking at it like, oh, they got to, you know, no, the fuck they don't. They could be like, I don't give a flying fuck. You know, you could be on your last dollar. You could be getting evicted. They could let you lay in the streets. Don't no one have to do nothing for you. So if someone does stuff for you, even when you're grown, show appreciation to that and don't abuse it, you know?
Like my little sister, I admire the fact that her no is a fuck no. And she don't give a damn who the hell you are.
Yeah.
If you are not her child, her no is a absolute no. And she's a Cancer too. Her no is a solid no. I can call my sister and be like, yo, I'm coming by. I just need to sit down and talk. She'd be like, not today.
Period.
No, not today.
She's
Come
an
by
involved.
tomorrow.
She's an
But
involved
today,
Cancer.
yeah,
See, that's
she's like, today's my
yeah.
day.
That's the thing with, I feel like, I would say cancers. I would say cancers, but I'm gonna say like people who are empaths and people who are known to like nurture and people please a little bit. It's like when you're young, you don't have those boundaries. But I feel like as you get older, you establish those boundaries and you stand on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, and then it's like it's something, and again, it's sometimes people ain't used to that shit neither because they're like, what? Like you never told me no. Well, get used
Right.
to,
Yeah. Here's your first one.
yeah,
Here's your first no. Know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Get ready for the rest of them that's gonna come after this one, because
right, yeah, yeah.
you
But
you gotta shut people down. You
mhm,
got to.
yeah, yeah. I feel like if you don't though, I feel like people just gonna always expect it.
Mm-hmm.
People takers love to take, and they just want to take everything from you if you allow them to. So
Yeah.
and again, the right people, the people who love you, respect you, they're going to understand it. Because because those are the same people that know that they can't always say yes to people neither. So they're just like, oh
Right.
yeah, okay, cool, thank you. I appreciate it anyway, whatever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I
What you
think
got for us?
um so my topic is women don't judge men for the same thing that men judge women for. Um and I also want to incorporate in this is like building men's confidence.
Mm.
And I don't want to say that women don't need to build confidence because we know some women have low self-esteem, but I really wanted to focus this on men. Um and so when I talk about like women don't judge men for the same thing that men judge women for, I feel like when it comes to men and women, like we are like slightly different. And so I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, and this too, Dawn, like when it comes to like what men look for in women, like of course you're looking for like the principles and those things. And not to say it's never like surface level, because I do feel like it can be surface level on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I'm talking about like judgment. Like, first of all, I really don't believe people should judge people because I just feel like nobody's God, nobody sits that high to like look down on anyone.
Right.
Um, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, you should judge someone. No, I'm not gonna say you should judge, period. But I'm just saying, like, I feel like what men, from what I see, I feel like men think that women will judge them based on how sometimes men can judge women. So I feel like okay, for example, right? This is one that I just really want to talk about. I feel like we all know that men are visual.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like men, not to say they judge, but they might look at women for exactly what they see. And this is not to say that women aren't visual and women don't want a specific type of man, but I don't feel like when women choose men necessarily, like I feel like first of all you have different type of women because you got some women that will just judge men off of how much money they got, like you know what I'm
Right.
saying. And that's not off visual at all. They could be ass ugly and it's just like, oh, he got money, okay, cool. Like um but I feel like if it's someone who is like a woman who's truly just like maybe interested in a man, I feel like if a woman is truly interested in a man, I don't feel like she's necessarily like not. I don't feel like majority of women. Some women do, like because that's a hard statement to make. Like, oh, all women know, but majority of women, I feel like don't judge men based off of the visual. Like for example, I feel like some men, not all men, because men like different type of women, just like women like different type of men. Okay. But if a man likes, more petite women with a certain built in her body, maybe he has that mind frame. They automatically think that like women is judging them based on their body and stuff. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I
Mm-hmm.
think one thing I noticed, I'm rambling, but whatever. one thing I noticed is that I be like, some men be having like a really big insecurity when it comes to their bodies. And
Mhm.
I'm just like, most women, it's some women out
Mhm.
there, right? But most women don't give a fuck about that.
Nope.
Like,
Sure
if a
don't.
woman really like you, like if a woman like you got a good personality, like you're a gentleman. If you fucking, you got some style to you, some swag or whatever, like, you know what I'm saying? That shit has nothing to do with your body. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe
Right.
the way you present yourself, but it's like a woman is not like, oh my God, he got a little stomach. Like, he got a stomach. He need to like go do some fucking crunches. Like, women do not think about men like that, like at all. And I noticed that it be so many men that struggle with this. They be really thinking that women like, oh my God, he got fat. Like, no, the hell we don't. Like, I do like, and like I said, it is some women that might be like, oh, he got fat. Like, you do have some ignorant people that just like straight up like body shame people. So again, I'm not gonna say, but I feel like majority of women, you're not
Yeah.
looking at that. You
They're
are not.
not.
And the thing is like I had two clients, right, come to me, two men, right? Bridget, I don't fuck with you, yo, because you ain't even fucking tell me the truth, yo. Why the fuck you ain't tell me I was that fat last year? And I'm like, because I don't look at people based on their weight. I'm like, when I look at you, I look at you. Like, I look at who you are. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You're cool. You my client. We come in, we talk. I'm not sitting here in the back of my mind like, damn, that nigga put on some weight. Like, he need to go to the gym. Where do y'all get that from? Like, where, like, and I'm like, again, I don't know if this is something that men do when it comes to women, because men might be like, damn, she put on some weight. Like, who knows how men be talking in a group chat amongst their boys and stuff like that. I feel like men are visual. So, like, if men do that, maybe, okay, that's why. But by nature, men and women are not the same in that sense, So, yeah, you're going to have some women that might be shallow minded and think like that. But I promise you, majority of women are never sitting there worried about a man's like physique, And I'm not going to say, like, if a woman like, oh, I don't want someone that's like a certain amount of weight, because maybe they like, I want someone that's healthy or something, but they're not sitting here like, oh, your BMI got to be correct and you need to be having abs,
Right.
and you know what I'm saying? You need to be hitting the gym. Like, women, I just feel like women aren't judging men in that sense. And I feel, to me, I'm like, to me, it was showing like a little bit of a insecurity, and I just don't think
Mhm.
that, I don't think some men understand that. Like, women are not, like, if a woman really like you, if she like you and know everything about you, she see what your body look like, she's not judging you off of that. She take you for exactly who you are. Like, um,
A
or like, no,
woman.
I don't even say that, because it's like, even if you was to put on a little bit of weight, right? If you start dealing with a woman and you put on a little bit of weight, men be sitting there thinking like, she's judging you for that, and she's not. Women is not like, unless you put on fucking 200 extra pounds, that's the last thing I promise you. And I
Mhm.
feel like men carry weight different. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, even when y'all do, if y'all was to put on 20, 30 pounds, who's fucking noticing that shit? I don't know, but I think, like, where I feel like possibly sometimes, and that's not always the case, but like, I feel like if a man and a woman is in a relationship, if one put on 20, 30 pounds, he's looking at her sideways like, bitch, you need to take your
Sometimes. Yeah.
down. But women, I feel like majority of women are not like we would not care. Like, a man can have a whole belly, like, you can have a six pack. It's just like, no, we like you for exactly who you are. Um, have you ever felt that way, Dawn? Like, not about nothing else, because I know you shared your story about like women with your skin complexion and stuff like that, But like, have you ever felt like women judge you based on like your body or anything like that?
So even though I don't think a woman has ever judged
Mm-hmm.
me on my body, my own insecurities will
Mm-hmm.
make me think she is.
Really.
And that is the first, guys, I'm telling y'all, what Bridget just said is spot on. Majority of women, they looking at things like, okay, is he well put together? You know how to dress. No say he got a little swag. Is he funny? Can we
Mm.
have good conversation? They ain't looking at your belly. But I've seen where guys will not date a really good woman just because of her size. And she is a damn good woman. They know
Yeah.
she's a damn good woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She about her business. She take care of kids. She take care of the house. As a matter of fact, she take care of him and they ain't even together.
Yeah.
And he still won't commit to her.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, stop being shallow. You know what I'm saying? Get that shallow bullshit out of here, because I look for things in women that make sense. You know what I'm saying? You could have the most perfect body on the planet, but you a shithead. You know what I'm saying? Like everything about you is just screwed.
Right.
Am I gonna disregard the fact that, you know what I'm saying, your life ain't together? You can't hold down a job, you know what I'm saying? I go to your house is sloppy. Oh, but she cute though. No. So then
Yeah.
why do the same thing on the reverse? Like, why disregard a woman um for those small physical attributes that really is only for you to impress your friends?
Right.
Because if you really got down to it, when you sit down with her and y'all just having a good conversation, you're not thinking about her weight.
Yeah.
But it's guys' insecurity, Bridget.
Yeah.
Honestly, that
Yeah.
is definitely our insecurity. We are insecure when it comes to our weight. I complain about my weight all the time, and my wife is like, "All right, either work out or shut up." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
either you gonna fix it or you gonna be what you are. Just but
But it's not a difference to her though.
right, it's not. She don't
You know
care
what
one
I'm
way or the
saying?
other.
Like if it's something that's, it's like if you want to do it for you, she said do that. But it's like if you know what I'm saying, because I feel like, I feel like everyone has insecurities. Everybody's insecurities are
Hmm.
different. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if it's like, even if your partner is not making you feel that way and you just like, man, every time I put my clothes on, I feel uncomfortable in my own body. Like, this is something I want to do for myself. That's okay. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you feel that way, that don't necessarily mean that your partner is, you know what I'm saying, like your woman is feeling that way. Like, oh, he need to be getting his ass into the gym. Like, that, no.
Hmm.
I honestly don't think, unless it was like a crazy ass unhealthy amount of weight. Even then, I feel like when a woman really love a man, as long as he treat her right and he doing right by her, even if he was to put on an unhealthy amount of weight due to whatever reasons, if it was depression or whatever the case may be, she would probably be like, babe, let's start working out. Let's start going walking. Like, and it's not,
Yeah.
her first thought is not to, I need to leave this nigga. You know,
Right.
where
Right.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes men will leave women. I feel like men will judge women. I personally felt that way. I mean, I've never had a man like straight up tell me that, but I feel like it's pretty much what I know. Like, I feel like men definitely for sure be wanting women with a certain physique, which is like, that's fine. But again, it's like, it's very shallow minded, because like you said, if someone is a really good person, you going to ignore all of that just because they're not 100% perfect, because it's like no one is perfect. And also I feel like even with some men, I mean, unless you like very active in the gym and stuff like that, um most men, like, they naturally have a fast metabolism coming up, like,
Yeah.
so as they start to get older, that metabolism slows down just like women.
Hmm.
And then men put on weight too, so it's like, some of them men that always be talking about women's weight and stuff, you end up starting experiencing that same feeling, and that's why you're like, you feel like your women is judging you, because that's how you always judge other women.
Yeah.
And that's not really the case. Like, just because you was judging women based on them putting on a little bit of weight or their bodies not being perfect, don't mean that women are looking at you that way. And again, I'm not saying like if somebody wants a certain preference of you know, you like a certain physique or whatever when it comes to a person's body, whatever. Okay, cool. I mean, I think it is a little shallow minded, but it's not for me to. It's your life, like, you know, somebody that's
Right.
what I want. That's cool, you know. But I just feel like it really needed to be said because that's something I've just been observing. I'm just like, where's all this coming from? Like, you know, the fact that I had 2 different clients, they like, yo, Bridget, you don't fuck with me because like, yo, I was fat as shit last year. You ain't say nothing. And I'm like, you lost weight? I'm like, you lost weight? Like, I ain't notice shit. I ain't noticed that you put on weight and lost the shit all in a year. Like, I didn't notice none of that, you know? So it just, I felt like it needed to be said so men understand it. And again, like if as a man, I feel like life is hard. You know, we all go through ups and downs. Some people face depression and people might overeat. Some people undereat, you know, and life just happens, like, you know, to some people. So I feel like, and as you get older, like I said, your body changes, both men and women. So it's just like, do what makes you happy, but just don't. I don't think you should assume that just because you put on weight that people are only looking at you. And when I say that statement, I'm saying, well, women too, you know, because I really do feel like I have been judged because I don't have a perfect body. You know, it's like, oh, you're pretty, but your body's not perfect. Like, you know, but I had to realize like every man doesn't think like that, you know.
Right.
So it's like I can't go around like projecting just because maybe people have made me feel that way. And now I think like, oh well, I'm not good enough to date nobody because I don't have a perfect body, you know. But yeah, so I also wanted to talk about like building men's confidence. Have you ever struggled with like confidence, and what do you feel, if you did, what are some things that you've done to help like overcome the struggles of like having low confidence?
So I've definitely had low confidence moments in my life, where I'd be down on myself for whatever reason, be it financial, be it my body weight, whatever. But the one thing that I noticed will always work for me when I just don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was in Miami. Me, one of my good homeboys, we was out there with some girls, you know, saying we went to Miami. I was on some I don't give a fuck shit that weekend. Like we went to the beach, and he's pretty well put together. No saying he works out a lot. I walked on that damn sand, pulled my motherfucking shirt off, and I was like, "Fuck, I don't care what
I
the
know
fuck
that's right,
I think about you." And he was like, "Yo, put that belly up." I said, "I put the belly on him. I gives less than a fuck, yo."
Period.
And the women that we were with, they were laughing. You know what I'm saying? They were like, "Yo, you are being stupid. Like you just being silly." Because I don't care what anybody think about me today.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But when you get that mentality, when you get that, I'm happy. So if nobody else is happy for me, that's your business. But I'm happy for me. And men who have to have women, let me make sure I say this right. Men who they have to have a woman build up their confidence. They're not confident unless a woman says, you look good, or you're dressed nice, or if they require that, then they really need to seek therapy.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things missing in you that you're looking for the outside to put in you.
Yeah.
When, like I said, when I just don't give a fuck, as a matter of fact, when I don't give a fuck, I have no problem with getting with a woman. When I'm sitting there like questioning myself, like, damn, am I dressed right today? Or damn, no saying my money ain't right now, or no saying, damn, my belly getting a little bit big. I lack the confidence, and the women sees your confidence. They see how you feel about you.
Yeah.
That's a telltale sign for a woman that whether or not they're gonna fuck with you, because they don't want no dude that ain't got no confidence. Come on, if you ain't got no confidence, you ain't got no swag. If you ain't got no swag, come on now, go play with you, go. But a dude that's just like fuck that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a belly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't have a six pack, I got a keg. You know what I'm saying? This is the fuck I do. A woman is gonna be like, okay, so he's not feeling self-confident about who he is. So now I can look past that. Now let me
Right.
see what he's about. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Yeah.
see who he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't beat ourselves up because I promise you, like I said, what Bridget said is 100% correct. Women look at that shit secondary. Now they don't want no butt ugly new nigga, but realistically, women used to be in love with Shabba Ranks, and that dude was ugly as all get out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I think like I think like I feel like we talked about confidence before, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it's like confidence is when you have confidence, it's almost like you got a type of energy that is like you're magnetic, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And I think that's the word, like that's the thing that I would say men, but I feel like honestly, I feel like everyone needs to learn this about confidence, because I feel there are definitely there are all types of people that struggle with confidence, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like let's first talk about where someone can have their confidence like taken from them. I feel like confidence can be taken from you, especially at like younger ages in life, right? Like I feel like school
Mm-hmm.
age, right? I feel like, so we're gonna say like it's some young guys, you know, and it's like that's just a thing for young guys. Like, boy, you ugly as shit, boy, you fat as hell, boy, you black as shit. It's like people are gonna say whatever to you know, try to get on you. And it's like they just do this shit in childhood for some reason. And then it's like with girls, it's the same thing. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't think girls is as bad. You know, I feel like like, you know, most girls, they might uplift their friends, like even if their friend like, I don't like my hair. I don't like, they're like, girl, you look good, like, you know. But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
guys is kind of like this thing where like they'll attack you if you're a little heavy, like you fat as shit, you need to go to the gym, you know. And then it's like they might be laughing at that shit, but whole time that shit eating them up, like, you know, in
Yeah.
their mind, you know. And so I think sometimes people take that from childhood, and especially like men and women, because it's like even women, like even if you're a young girl, like even when I was younger, right, and maybe me and somebody didn't like each other, whatever they could say about me at that moment is like whatever they could say. So if in that moment I put on some weight, that's why you're fat. Okay, bitch, well, I ain't ugly. The fuck? Like, you know, but it's like even though someone says those things to you, it's like embedded in your head, you know. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's low key push back to that subconscious. And as you get older, you might feel like your worth is linked to that. Like it's linked to, oh, like nobody's gonna want me if I don't lose no weight. No one's gonna want me because of my skin complexion. Nobody gonna want me because of whatever it is that people try to tear you down from, you know. And a lot of times, and this is why I be talking to my nieces and my younger nieces, I'm like, stop giving a fuck what these fucking kids say about you, because what you don't realize is like when y'all get older, half those people ain't gonna be shit. Half of them ain't
Right.
gonna be. And unfortunately, it's not to say I wish this on people, but I'm like, some of them gonna be on fucking drugs. I'm like, the ones you look so highly of, they gonna be the main ones who ain't be shit, ain't never going. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and I had to really explain that to them. Like, even I'm like, even when I was younger, like people who would like talk shit, or people who might have been like extremely popular, I'm like, when they get older, it's really the opposite.
It
You see
is.
the little nerd, he big and buff now, got all the women and shit. You know, it's like people be
Got
having these,
money, everything.
yeah, like people be having these fucking glow ups, you know. So it's like really like what you see in childhood, it's like it's not that. And I'm sorry to say this, but I had to visually show them this shit. I'm like, you see this motherfucker I went to school with? Like this motherfucker like used to talk this shit, whoever, like, you know. Um and so they can stop valuing when people say shit about them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when
Mm-hmm.
people say ignorant shit to them. Like, you know, I don't like your shoes, your hair look this way, or whatever the case may be, you know, so that it's like stop valuing what they say, because I feel like as you get older, you take that and you link that to your worth, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you initially didn't feel that way about yourself, you know, but it's like because
Right.
someone tried to like ingrain that in your head, now you feel like everyone is judging me based on that, you know. Um what else was I saying? Yeah, so I don't, yeah, I don't know. What else was I gonna say? Talking about people like they make it work and stuff. Oh, and building your confidence. And I wanted to talk about confidence too, because I feel like some of the men that I feel like uh struggle with thinking that like women judge them for certain things. I feel like, I feel like they have somewhat of an insecurity, and I feel like in a sense they lack a little confidence when it comes to like trying to get women, like to try to unlearn, so if someone ever like made you feel like, oh, you're not shit either because of your weight or your skin complexion, or like because you short or you tall, or what I'm saying, whatever it is, right? Like how do you unlearn that to build the confidence, and I specifically want to talk about men, yeah, because I
So like
feel like
one thing,
I see that they struggle with the confidence. So it's like they like I said, they link that what people try to put in their head with what their worth is, So now they think like
Mhm.
no one's gonna want me if I don't change this thing about myself, like
Right.
and that's really not the case. Um, so then it's like, how do they go about even like approaching women and building that confidence? Because it's like some of them have not approached women for that reason. Like some of these are the same men that just wait their whole lives. They will only talk to women that come to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh, she come to me, she like me, so I can talk to her. You know what I'm saying? But these are the men that have sat back and like not wanted to approach women because of these insecurities, so how do you like unlearn that so that they have the confidence to approach women, and how do they go about it?
I think the first thing is kind of just getting to know who you are. Um,
Yeah.
like I got some friends who dark as me, and that to them that shit ain't nothing. Like, but it's their confidence. It's the confidence that they do have that attracts women.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so but the first thing that you really got to do is you got to learn like you got to really sit down and have a conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
Um, because until you understand who you are, you can't. No one's ever going to be able to pour enough into you to get you over that hump. Because you're
Right.
always going to get to a certain level, and then you're going to down talk yourself. No, now the person who down talked you when you was 7 years old, they're not even around you anymore. But now you're reiterating everything they said to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and no matter how bad somebody try to lift you up, you're beating yourself back down.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to really sit down and have some real true to heart conversations. And sometimes you got to stare in the mirror and just be like, no, saying I know I'm a good dude. No, saying I know I know what I'm about. I know who I am. Um, so that's the biggest thing. Some guys are gonna need some damn therapy. You're gonna need to sit down with somebody else that can break down why you're feeling the way that you are. Because like I said, when I was younger, shit, what I'm saying, we talked about this before. Like my skin complexion to me was like my biggest downfall.
Mm-hmm.
As I got older, and as I got older, and women got older, and they're looking at me like I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like, no saying,
Yeah.
but I used to do the time when I couldn't stand next to a light skinned dude because I felt like no matter what woman we go out for, he gonna get it.
Yeah.
Um, Now I'm
But
like,
that's
fuck
not
this.
really, do you really, looking back, do you really feel like that was truly the case though? Or was
No,
that
it was my
part
lack of confidence.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was the fact that he was confident because of who he was or how people made him feel about who he was. And I allowed my lack of confidence to beat me down to the point where I wasn't even in the race. You know what I'm
And, and
saying?
and do you also feel like, do you ever feel like it was like, have you ever like, because I know you told me someone said it in dating one time. Like I don't usually
Mm-hmm.
mess with dark skinned dudes. Did anybody ever do that to you, even in your childhood? Did anybody make fun of you because of your skin complexion, or make you feel like, like you're less than or something based on your skin complexion? Have you ever personally experienced that?
Yeah, I did. There was this one girl. I was had a super crush on her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to get with her. and she kind of just like shut me down. And she was like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we friends, you know what I'm saying? I don't really like dark skinned guys like that. You know what I'm saying? We friends. You know what I'm saying? And like we were talking about earlier, later on in life, I look at that same woman because she's on social media. She's one of my social media friends. And I look at her now and I'm like, damn, I'm glad she told me no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up to be pretty fucking well put together. She, on the other hand, not so much.
Yeah. Did you ever? Okay, so I'm saying like based on even by that experience when you were young, and I get like you feel like you lack confidence, but do you feel like part of her saying that to you changed your view and like kind of thinking that most women feel that way just because she personally felt that way?
For a long time.
Yeah.
For a very long time, I felt that way. I wouldn't even approach women for a very long time because I felt like, one, nobody likes to hear no. I don't give a fuck if you sing the shit in the damn song. No one wants to hear it. But so I was like, I don't want to keep getting rejected. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be cool down and I'm around everybody. I'm chill, but I'm not gonna press up on nobody. And then I had a good friend of mine, and we always hung out. And he was dark skinned like me, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't a light skinned dude. But I noticed how he would assert himself into any situation and not one time give it a thought that, oh, they're gonna look at me because I'm dark. They're not gonna look at me because I'm dark skinned. When I turned about, I don't know, about 15, 16, 14, 15, 16, somewhere around in there, I don't know where the hell the confidence came from. Honestly, like I don't know what put it on me. I was hanging out with my cousin. My cousin is he's more light skinned, but to him it was just like, yo, go over. Like we'd be sitting there and there'd be a group of women or a group of girls or whatever at the time, and he'd be like, yo, go talk to them. I'm like, nah, I'm good. He'd be like, yo, if you don't take your ass over there and talk to them, I'm gonna fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Like, get your shit together.
Yeah.
And the first time I did it and I walked into the crowd and I just started just being me and letting me come out. Yeah. And I forgot about the fact that I was dark skinned. Forgot about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, my gear wasn't like everybody else that was around. When I just walked into the crowd and I just was myself, it changed things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I started getting the attention. And to the point where my cousin was like, yo, how the fuck you land her? I was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just
and then that's when your confidence boosted.
Hell yes.
Yeah. You're like, you can't tell me I ain't him.
Can't tell me shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so crazy how I feel like people experience that in different ways. Like, you know, I think for me, I feel like mine necessarily wasn't like skin tone. I feel like mine was more so like my body. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I know when I was in high school, it was like probably towards the end of high school, I got very depressed and I had gained a lot of weight. And then I will never forget like this person I was somewhat dating at the time. Like we had stopped talking, and then this girl I was in school with, she was like, "Oh yeah, I seen him out over the weekend with this girl," and she was like, "Yeah, she's really, really skinny. Like maybe she's her because she's skinny." You know what I'm just saying? There, like, okay, so, and I literally took that, like, you know, and at that time it was like, you know, because times is different now. At that time, it was literally nothing that I could do because they didn't have like, I couldn't go in the men's weight room in the gym, you know, at school.
Right.
Like now they let teenagers work out during the summer, which is amazing, you know.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was literally nothing, you know, like, I mean, now that I think about it now, because they never really pushed nothing like this, but I'm like, I could have went walking every day, started drinking water, but my mind, you know, I was uneducated even about health and stuff. So at that time, it was just like, you know, I just took it like, oh, okay, so, and just because this girl straight said it to me, he never said that was why, you know, he never personally said it. But this girl I went to school with said, like, yeah, he was with this girl and she's really skinny. Like, yeah, that's probably why he's with her, because she's skinny. Wow. And I just like took that like, oh, so he don't want me because I'm not skinny. Like, you know, and then I internalized that, and I always, you know, and that's kind of why, like, I always struggle with like my body and body dysmorphia. Even times that like I was like, okay, my size was okay, and I still was like, no, I'm not okay, you know, because I always like deem like if my body isn't a certain way, I'm not good enough, you know, and no one's gonna want me, and it don't matter what I look like, you know, here. It's your body, like, you know, and that's kind of where that was ingrained into my mind, you know. um but I've definitely heard like other people's story, even about skin complexions. I've heard that happened to women too, and I heard so many other different scenarios, you know, to where it's like I heard women go through it, you know, and I feel like even with the skin complexion thing, I feel like so many different things happen with skin complexion, like, you know, and so I feel like women that I've heard went through that, where it's like they might have got made fun of because they were dark skinned. They just grew up thinking that, and if it was a light skinned person, you know what I'm saying? Because usually us being against us in some fucking way, shape, or form, right? The light skinned person that put that in their head, some of them really feel like all light skinned people feel this way about people of different complexions, but in reality, that's not the truth. Like, just like even what you were saying, Dawn, and I know you grew up in a different time than me because you're a little older, so I know times was different, you know, and I feel like through each generation things are evolving. Like, but honestly, like I'm talking about like from the time that I started school, I never went to pre-K because it wasn't a requirement. But when I started school, I went to kindergarten. My first crush was dark. He was dark as hell. Like, he was dark as hell. And it wasn't like, oh, nothing like that was ingrained into me as a kid to be like, oh, he's only look nice because he's light skinned, or he look nice because he a white boy, which is like, I don't do no fucking white boys anyway. I don't do nobody but black. Sorry. I don't do nobody but black. But, you know, and it's not against nobody, you know, and it's not me being ignorant. It's just a preference of mine. But it was nothing ingrained it in me to be like, oh, light skinned dudes are more attractive. Like, no one put that in my mind. It was, I seen, for my first experience as a young girl, I go into school and I liked what I liked, you know, and he was the darkest one in the room, you know. So it just go to show you like something that people say to you at young ages, whether it's about your skin tone or it's about your body, you're taking that and it's like you feel that everyone feels that way, and that's really not the case. You know, and it's sad that people can have that much influence on you when you're young to shift your mentality to thinking that like, oh, no one's gonna like, I'm not worthy because of my body, I'm not worthy because of my skin complexion, you know. But I definitely feel like it's something that I feel like we have to unlearn, and I definitely feel like it's something that we have to teach children to not value what the fuck these dumbass kids say about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, when people say ignorant things, and just like you said, like, I feel like the best way is to help children build their confidence while they're young, so that as they get older, it just keeps building. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like building to the point where they're arrogant and they're like, you know what I'm saying, they're conceited or nothing like that. But it's to the point where it's like, you know who you are. And even if you go into a room and someone like, oh, I don't like you, I never fucking asked. And I don't give a flying fuck. So that's how confident you should be in yourself. That it's like, you know what I'm saying? You don't think you better than no one, but if someone ever tries to tear you down from what you know that you are, you can't tell me that. I don't even give a fuck what you saying out your mouth, you know. But I think it's something that I feel like we really do have to teach children to not value, and to help children build their confidence while they're young, so that as they get older, it's not something that holds them back. You know what I'm saying? Because I could have missed out on the best relationship of my life, thinking like, oh no, he's not gonna like me because of my body, like, you know what I'm saying? Or even you don't, not to say you got your person, you know, but hypothetically, if it was someone else who experienced what you experienced, they could have missed out on a wife, they blessing or anything, thinking like, because someone shifted their experience of how they view themselves, you know. And I think like that's something that I've been really trying to help my 14-year-old niece with right now is like build her confidence, you know. She speaks very low. And she's beautiful as hell. Not to say I don't think she thinks she's anything less than beautiful, but you know, and I'm like, when you walk into a room, I'm like, lift your head up. Like, you know,
Yeah.
she had to do a presentation at school, and I'm like, cause she talked really low, I'll be like level 10. That's my way of telling her speak the fuck up because I can't hear you, you know. So I'm like, presentations, level 10. I said it shouldn't be to the point where your teacher be like, I can't hear you. Can you speak up? I said, you need to be loud. You need to have your head up. And I'm like, because I don't want this to become an issue as you get older, you know. And it's really only because I feel like I struggle with stuff like that too as a kid, you know. I struggle with like social anxiety and like I feel like it's held me back in ways, you know. And it's like once you take that shit with you to adulthood, it's so hard to unlearn it, you know.
Yeah.
Not to say it's impossible, but
It's harder. A lot
don't
harder.
you think it's harder than
It's
like
a lot harder.
yeah, you know. And I feel like if you teach kids to be like more confident, not value what no one say, lift your head up, you know, and like my niece, I've been on her ass about this shit for some months. She like, Auntie, I finally did my presentation in front of people, and she was like, I was loud. She said, Auntie, they was clapping for me. Like she was like, and you could tell how much it boosts her confidence. It was unreal. You know?
Yeah.
And I need you to understand this. I said, because you never know if you have to do public speaking when you get older. I said, you never know what type of job you're gonna have, where you might have to do a conference, you might have to talk in front of people, you know. And I explained to her because I struggle with my confidence. Like a few years ago, I went to my god sister. She's a teacher at a charter school, a high school, right? And she wanted me to like talk about. It was for Black History Month, and talking about like natural hair because I'm a natural hairstylist. When I say I was in front of these motherfucking high schoolers and my motherfucking voice was trembling, I was like it's in front of some little ass fucking high schoolers. You know what I'm saying? Like I was so fucking nervous. Like my voice was fucking shaking, my voice was cracking in front of some fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know, I feel like if anyone has children, I feel like that should be definitely something that you work on with your kids, is like not validating what people, not letting no one shape the way that they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give if you got a certain style and you like that shit, and you go to school and everybody like your shoes ugly, your jeans ugly, your hair ugly, and I like it, and that's all that matters, you know. I feel like really work on that so that they don't become adults that think that everybody in the world feels that way, and it holds you back in different ways, you know.
And the crazy thing for me, I'm a DJ. Been DJing since I was about 12 years old. I've worked in radio. I've been on a TV show, but I just got over my public speaking anxieties.
Yeah.
Maybe about 6 years ago. At my last job, I was a part of a company organization, and anytime it came time for somebody to have to present, I'd big somebody else up. Like, oh, you should do this. Don't say, yo, you got this. One of the girls on my team, she was like, nah, not no more. She was like, you gonna present. And I was like, nah, that's not really my thing. She was like, how could it not be your thing? She was like, you got your podcast. Don't say like you DJ. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not looking at the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have to stare at the crowd.
Yeah.
And she pushed me out there the first time. And I was just like, I was speed talking through it because I just wanted that shit to be over. I was running through that shit.
Yeah.
And then the next time she was like, I was like, okay, I did it. Don't say it, I'm good. She was like, nope, you're gonna do it again and again. And I just got to the point where I was like, yo, let me stop trying to read from this damn paper. Yo, fuck this paper. Look, here's what we got to give y'all. And now, like at my current job, shit, I do that shit every Monday, every fucking Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday, I got to fucking speak in front of a whole damn crowd.
Yeah.
But it was that one person who said, let's break this cycle, because you keep stepping to the background
Right.
and nobody's really getting to know who you are.
Right.
Like, and I would push, I would big everybody else up, like, yo, you know how you always had the information, or you got this, no saying, yo, you the man, no saying, handle that. And she was like, stop stepping to the background. She was like, you got to step up front.
Yeah.
And like you said, don't say, lift that head up and just speak it out.
Yeah.
And after about the third time doing it, I was like, you know what, it ain't that bad. And I really think she was kind of instrumental. Her doing that was instrumental in me getting my promotion, because before that, everybody knew who I was, but they never got to hear me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always stepping to the background.
Yeah.
I would have great ideas, and I'd be like, yo, you should present this idea. And they'd be like, it's your idea. And they'll say, like, you came up with it. And I'm like, nah, it'll sound better coming from you.
But you know what's crazy? I feel like people who hold back and are really scared to show the world who they really are, those be the best people with the best personalities. And it's like, you really like scared to show the world this amazing person. You know what I'm saying? And it's like worried about, like, are they gonna like me? They probably don't like me the whole time. People would fucking love you, you know? I feel like like I said, as a kid, I struggled with that. And I feel like like I said, I can't fucking talk in front of high schoolers, you know? So, and to be honest, like, I struggle with the anxiety, and it's like, where it really hurt me was like singing. That's why I'm like, man, like, I always wanted to make music, but I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna make music? I can't talk in front of kids. How the fuck you think I'm gonna actually use vocals? Like, you know, so the singing has even held me back, you know, like, even when I was younger, like, it's like I would go to choir practice. And so, like, the choir director, she heard my voice and she like, no, Bridget, you're going to do a solo and you're going to do it Sunday. And it's like, when I was in the house, when I'm around my family, I'm in the house, I'm around my family, I'm hitting them, especially as a young kid, I can hit crazy notes. Like, my mom used to like, Bridget gonna make me fucking rich. And I swear my mother said that since we was, because I used to sing Whitney Houston. I can hit all those notes as a kid. And then when I got to church Sunday and went to do my solo, when I say I just like, I ain't sing that motherfucker. I'm just like, your father. Like, I'm just like talking that shit. Because I didn't even want to do fucking that. So it's like, I never got to really showcase my vocals. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like if I would have got pushed, you know, and I'm not blaming no one, because my mother was a single mother, you know, so I'll be like, Mom, I wish you would have like forced me to do like vocal lessons, and I kept being forced to like, you know, do solos and stuff like that until I really overcame that fear. I think I wouldn't have such a fear of like doing it as I get older, because I'm like, even if I ever really wanted to take music seriously, I'm like, I could never sing live in front of no one. Like, fuck no.
You could do it.
No, I cannot. I mean, I'm not gonna say I can't, because I feel like anything is possible. But even
you
like,
have the personality, like, to hear you say like you struggle with that.
Yo,
you took to this.
I've always had, but see, talking is different. When you singing, you're actually using real vocals. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, yo, I can. First of all, I told you I always had anxiety. I had social anxiety speaking. So you know the fucking singing is like, that's a whole different level of like talk. You're fucking using vocals, you know. So I feel like I've let it hold me back. I've even did like fucking karaoke night with my aunt one time in front of all her friends when I went to visit her ass in Florida. Don't know none of her fucking friends. And she like, no, y'all gotta hear my niece. Like, y'all gotta hear my niece. She tried to hug me. I was like, no, don't fucking do this. And then when it was time for me to fucking sing, yo, my voice was cracking because I'm like, yo, I'm so fucking scared. Yeah, so it's like, people probably was like, bitch, your niece cannot fucking sing. Because it's like my anxiety, my nerves was just so fucking bad, you know? So that's why, like, with my nieces, even though it's like, you know, I don't think it has nothing to do with saying, but I'm like, just because I know it's helped me back, like my anxiety and my fear of like publicly speaking and stuff. I'm like, no, y'all about to nip this in the bud right now, you know. And I've been really working on it with my niece for the past 2 months. She did her thing and she was like, Auntie, like people was clapping really loud and they was like, you did an amazing job. She's like, I didn't even think they liked me. And I'm like, why is your first thought that people don't like you? You know? The other day, it was to the point where she's sitting, she's up very quiet, very like low, very low voice. Like I'd be like, speak up. It irritates me. But she was with her mother and she seen like somebody, I guess they like in a military, I guess they were running like around the neighborhood and they had, I guess like they army shirt on or something. And she was like, Mom, I want to tell them thank you for your service. Mind you, this is no shit she would ever do. Like the fuck, she don't talk to nobody. And her mother was like, "Well, roll the window down and tell them." She's like, "Thank you for your service." You know, so I was like, she's coming out her shell. You know, yeah. So I'm like, it's. I feel like I just feel like it's very important to do it for children. You know, you don't want that to be something that holds them back. But I also wanted to ask, like, what do you think for men who always took the backseat because of what was put into their head about who they are, whatever the case may be, whoever dim their light, try to dim their light, how would you say they should go about approaching women, like when they see a woman? Because it's like you already struggle with the confidence, right? So it's like it's foreign to them, like of even approaching a woman. Some of them, they're not used to it at all, so it's like the fact that they're not used to it, they probably don't even know how to go about it.
And the bad thing about that is they're probably the life of the party when they're around their friends.
Yeah.
So I would tell them straight up, whatever you do that makes people like you when you're not trying to approach a woman, do that. If you are funny, just be funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you charismatic, you know what I'm saying? Have that. Don't rely on the things that you think is your shortcomings. Ignore those things. As a matter of fact, push that out your head. Rely on all of the things you do well. I am a joker at heart. Sometimes I'm funny, sometimes I don't hit the damn mark. But either way, I'm gonna try to be funny.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that will attract women to me quicker than anything else. I've walked up to the bar to get a drink, and I'll look at the woman. I'm like, "Yeah, you grab my booty?" And she be like, "No." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" But that's what I know I can get away with because that's my personality. I can say things like that, and no one's gonna take it offensively. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like, "Oh, he's just being funny." So at that point, I'm not relying on the things that I think is my I am not a ladies' man, just a man. But I rely on the things that I know are my strong points.
Yeah.
And anything that I'm not sitting there focusing on my weight if I'm trying to push up on a woman because I know I'm real self-conscious about my belly. I'll be trying to stick my chest out. I don't give a fuck. But I joke around because that's me. And any guy, like we've been beat down enough. Honestly, let's stop beating ourselves down. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's step into any arena and let's focus on the things that we know we do well. If you're smart, be smart. There was a time when being smart wasn't cool.
Yeah.
But if you're smart, say some intelligent shit. You'll be amazed at how a woman might sit there and go, "Shit, tell me more." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whatever is your strong point, focus on that.
Sorry,
Hell yeah, and stop focusing on the shit that don't make fucking matter one way or the other to a woman. Because I'm telling you, the shit that we worry about don't fucking matter one way or the other.
Yeah.
I have not had one woman say to me, "I can't talk to you because your belly kind of big." Not one.
No. Can I share something that happened today? And this is also why I need you to be very specific with like how men should approach women. Okay. So I went somewhere today and there was this guy like two cars down. Okay, so it's like I just parked. Low key, I guess he noticed me. I look over and I notice him. But I'm like, I'm on the phone with my grandfather or whatever, right? So it's just like, all right, whatever. I'm not really, caught up in it. I'm like, I gotta get into this store, get what I need, and get out.
Mm-hmm.
So I put my headphones in, and I ain't gonna lie, my anxiety kicking a little bit. I'm like, damn, I gotta walk past this motherfucking car, right? So I walk past his car, and this nigga gonna honk at me.
Nah.
Like he want my attention, right? So, knowing me, I ain't budge. I ain't turn around. I ain't look. I kept walking because, bitch, I know damn well you ain't fucking honking at me. Because to me, I feel like as a man, like you're in your car. If you saw me when I pulled up and you clearly, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted to talk to me or something, I feel like you could have literally just got out your car and be like, how you doing? And the fact that you fucking honked at me, like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't turn around because I knew exactly what he like you wanted attention, but it's like that is not how you approach a woman.
Yeah. Hell
no. And then I go in the fucking store and I seen men do this shit too, because it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I do like men who go after what they want. I like women do like confident men, but it's like a way you gotta do shit. Cause it's like I go in the store and next thing you know, this nigga walks past and it's like he was supposed to be leaving. You were supposed to be leaving. So you came back inside like a fucking stalker. And he looking me up and down like, how you doing? And I was like, how you doing? Like, and I'm just like, low key, like, bitch, what the fuck is you stalking me? This man was fine as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, he was hella attractive. He was hella attractive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like head to toe. But his fucking approach was 100% wrong. So that's why I was like,
yeah.
I really wasn't paying him no mind because I'm like, yo, you don't fucking honk at nobody, like, And then it's like, I don't know, that shit scares me too, because I feel like if you had the chance to get out the car and be like, oh, hey, how you doing, or something like that, you had that chance, you know what I'm saying? Don't now walk your ass back into the fucking store and trying to hunt me fucking down, like, now I'm fucking scared. Which I had a man do that shit to me before, and I was like, y'all fucking scared, y'all fucking leaving. Because it's like, even before when that shit happened, that was the scariest shit that ever happened to me. What the fuck? Like, where the fuck did he just come from? And when that happened to me before, the dude ain't even say shit. He just like looking at me, like he literally, it was almost like the same situation. He was leaving. He literally was backing out, and I was pulling in. Right, this is a whole different day. And I'm like, he's literally leaving. So I see him like drive off leaving, but he was like looking at me when he was backing out. And I'm like, I get out the car and I go into the store. And the store is an all women's store. So I go in the store. And then next thing you know, I promise you, it was the scariest shit of my life. Like 1 second later, I turn around, he's behind me. I'm like, bitch, you was just backing out the fucking spot. Like you literally was pulling out the shit. How the fuck are you behind me? And then even when you in the store, you're not saying nothing. You just like low key following me the fuck around. And I'm like, bitch, I'm about to stab you. Like, so I need you to be very specific on like how men need to go about approaching women. Cause it's like women do like a man who like can assert himself, but it's like, it's in a certain way, So can you like explain that a little bit?
Like, first of all, approaching somebody the same way that probably the last 15 guys that approached them, that shit's old. That walking past, how you doing? What you're hoping is that she's so into you that she starts the conversation with you. Honking a horn, hell no. That's like giving a woman a cat call. That's like, yo,
Don. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what. That's why I turned around. I'm like, yo, fuck this bitch ass motherfucker. Like, who the fuck you think he is?
Get out the car. Say something. Say anything.
Yeah.
Say, I could not drive my car unless I said something to you. And if I get nowhere with you, at least I tried.
Right.
A woman will take that shit and they'll run with that conversation as opposed to yeah, nigga, you got a car, so do I. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? You know what I'm saying? We both got cars. We got something in common. Is that what you want me to say to you? We got a car. But you guys are really and guys rely on superficial shit because I used to be that dude too. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I got a nice car. Okay. That means you're gonna meet a superficial woman because if that's her interest in you, she's not really the type of woman that you probably want to be with anyway. Or that's the only kind of woman you ever gonna be with, and it's gonna fuck your whole life up. Find the non-superficial shit. Find some deep shit to say. He came into an all-female store. You better have a damn good reason for coming inside this store other than following me, motherfucker. I'm about to stab you.
I'm not gonna like. I do like a man who know how to like go after what he want and assert himself. You know what I'm saying? But that's one thing I noticed. Like it be men, and that's happened a lot. Where it's like men will just sit there and like follow me, and you're not even saying anything. That shit is creeping me the fuck out. Like, are you planning on kidnapping me or some shit? Like, you know,
right?
So that's where it's like, you know. Because I think some women, because it's like women, you know, all the shit that go on with women, like, you know what I'm saying? The fact that it's like we have to watch our own backs and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah. We want to hope that it's like you have good intentions, like, you know what I'm saying? But if you just straight following me around and you're not even like, hey, how you doing? You know, and I don't know if it's like you're just following around because you're trying to build up the courage, you know what I'm saying? But like, that's what I really want you to talk about, Dawn, is like, you're going to have to build that motherfucking courage up before you just fucking follow her ass around the entire fucking store.
Yeah, I'm not good at cold start conversations. I'm horrible at that shit. Like if I see a woman and she looks attractive, I'll keep going. I am no good at the cold start conversation.
Have you ever had friends that did stuff like that would just like follow women around and like it took them a minute to even and by that time she might be like, motherfucker, why you keep following me down every aisle? Like, you know, but they're not saying nothing.
All my friends have been either black or white. Either they're super fucking confident and like I had one of my good friends, you know, I grew up with him. This motherfucker would act like he tripped in front of a woman and start doing push-ups and shit to make her laugh. No say like get her attention. So my friends are either black, like they can cold start a conversation no matter where the hell they are. They could be at a funeral and cold start a conversation.
Yeah.
And then I got friends who just like, if I'm not in an environment where we're already talking, I can't start the conversation. And that's been me. That's been me all my damn life. Like if I'm not in a position where
what's the position though?
Like you just like everybody's around conversing or y'all just all talking and you can kind of show who you are. Those saying, and they start to like that part. Because I've definitely aside from when I was doing the whole, you know, goofy ass social media dating type shit, swipe left, swipe right shit. But I would be in a grocery store and I would see a woman, attractive woman. I would look, just kind of walk past and just think to myself, damn, she's attractive. Keep the shit pushing, you know what I'm saying? And I would never press up. But if I'm in an environment where the conversation's already going, I can be me. I can be me. And I can outshine the best dude. I can be me.
I don't think nothing is more attractive than a man that just be like, how you doing? Like, nice to meet you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just start sparking conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you look real nice. Like, what's your name? Like, you know, and like you said, I guess it does depend on the environment. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We've talked about this so many times where I'm like, you like women just like confidence. You honestly don't have to be the most attractive person in the room. Like, you know, and to me, I feel like your confidence will be the most attractive thing about you, you know? So I feel like, I don't know, like it's hard because I know men are expected to be the ones that approach, because I'm old school. I do not approach men. Like, you know, I don't fuck. I'm not doing that shit. But I feel like, you know, most men are the ones that are supposed to approach. And do you feel like that shit is outdated? Do you feel like women should approach men?
it's not outdated. It's not that they don't respect you because you might have just helped them the fuck out because they ain't know what the hell to say. So you might have just helped them out. But I think it's not outdated. I think men should still be the pursuer, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, ladies, and I'm talking to all you ladies, if you see somebody you want, don't be afraid to say something because you might, just like that guy might miss out on his blessing by letting you walk past because he don't know what to say. If a woman is not going to get turned down. First of all, a woman can walk up to any fucking guy.
You think so?
Fuck yeah. Now, if the guy's not interested, mm-hmm. he's still gonna let her down easy because he don't want to be that jerk. He don't want to be that. Women could be that jerk. Y'all can get away with that shit. Now, nigga, hell no. You know what I'm saying? Your teeth fucked up. Y'all can get away with that shit.
Yeah.
But a man is always gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? I like her confidence. You know what I'm saying? She stepped to me. And it may go somewhere. It may go nowhere. But ladies, don't let what the old school values say should be. Ladies,
no,
don't let them old school values prevent you. You know what I'm saying? You might block your own blessing.
I don't give a fuck. He wasn't for me then.
He may not know what to say to you, Bridge. You kind of intimidating, you know.
My husband gonna come find this good thing. Fuck you talking about? I'm not going to find
you kind of intimidating.
No, I feel like the person who for me is not gonna be intimidated by me, because whole time it's like I don't feel like there's no reason to be intimidated. I feel like everybody's a fucking human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So I feel like who is for me won't be intimidated by me, even if it looks like I have a tough exterior.
Yeah, sometimes that tough exterior kind of, make a dude go, do I really want to deal with this type of shit today?
I truly believe that he's just not the man for me. I feel like if a man don't have enough confidence in himself to go after what he wants, and he's just not for me. Because I want a man who had that type of, you're supposed to be a leader. You're supposed to be like, you're not, I don't want to say you're not afraid of anything, because I feel like men could be afraid of stuff too. Like, I'm not going to, act like y'all are inhuman, but
I feel like guys, and this is not all guys, because like I said, guys that I know are really black and white. Most of them are more on they can talk to anybody at any time. They crack jokes. Some of them do it too much. You know what I'm saying? There's a fine line between being cocky and confident to being conceited and annoying. There's a really, really, really fine. As a matter of fact, that line is fucking hair thin.
Yeah.
Because I've seen guys go from cocky and confident and funny, and they do that shit too far, and then they go conceited and annoying real quick.
Because they're a clown.
So I think it's just like when you see a woman and you want to approach her, or you see a woman you find attractive, don't be afraid to just walk up and shoot your shot. I've seen a dude shoot his shot to a friend of mine, and I thought it was the most confident, nicest thing. I was like, yo, I like his style, yo. I like his style. I think he sent her some roses or some flowers or something. And I was like, I like his style. I like the way he did that.
Yeah.
Because he found a way to spark a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And sparking that conversation, you never know where it's going to go, but at least you shot your shot and you tried to spark it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, that was cool. As a matter of fact, I tapped my wife and I was like, I like his style. That was good. That was good.
I don't know. I personally think that I don't know, because I don't know. I don't want to sit here because I don't want to sit here and act like men don't have the same feelings and stuff that women have, because I don't want to sit here and act like, oh, men can't be scared, men can't, I don't want to make it seem like men can't be none of those things. But I feel like men are also supposed to be are leaders. So it's like, if like I intimidate you that much, like how are you going to, if okay, like if it got to the point where we talk, what else are you going to be intimidated by? Are you not going to tell me the truth when it comes to certain things because you're too scared of what I'm going to think? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you can't look at me like it's just like I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like you can't look at someone like they're bigger than, I don't know. Because I feel like you're only really supposed to fear God. And I know it's like, you know, people say that and it's like, you know, people still have fears. But I don't know. I feel like when I think about a man, I think about a man like being a leader. I feel like a leader like going after what I want regardless of that fear. You know, regardless of
the best advice I can give a guy.
Okay.
I didn't mean to cut you off. The best advice I can give a guy. You got nothing to lose if you approach her. Yeah. If she says no, guess what? You wasn't dating her before you approached her anyway. You ain't losing anything. But if you don't say something, you might miss out on the best thing that could ever happen to you. So just take your shot. Like find a good way. Don't be a creep. Don't be walking up to the women, looking them up and down. Women don't like that shit. But find a way to shoot your shot. And like I said, if she says no or she's not interested, most women today, honestly, unless they just got a stank ass attitude, most women will let you down real easy. Nah, you know, I got a boyfriend. Even if they ain't seeing nobody, I got a boyfriend. Now don't do this stupid shit because this is so old. It's decrepit. Well, is your man me, or I can do you better than your man? Don't be that guy. Don't. Yeah, if she says no,
if you ain't got no ring on, you still single.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Like, you got a boyfriend? Well, I'm trying to be your husband. You know? Right. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
I've approached women the few times that I have tried to start a cold conversation. They be like, no, saying I'm with somebody. I'm like, yo, when you get home, tell him he's a lucky man. That's it. We good. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, it's like, okay, I mean, we talk about this shit so many fucking times, and I'm like, okay, what are you gonna lose? The person who was never for you, you feel me? But at the same time, right? Just like we talk about, like, the more you do something, the better you get at it, and the more it builds your confidence. So even when you shoot your shot, right? Because it's like a fear of yours. I'm scared to go approach women, right? So it's like, boom, I did that shit. She told me no, but I did that shit though.
Yep.
Right? And then every time that you do that, it gets a lot easier. How you doing? You looking good today. You know what I'm saying? It's to the point where that shit just come naturally. You know? So and I mean, and I'm only saying this for the sake of you trying to find your person. I ain't telling you to be juggling 50 fucking women at one time. Like,
right, no.
Everybody I see walking past, like, you know. But if your goal is to, like, you know, you trying to find your wife or something like that, and you lack like confidence and stuff, I feel like the more that you know, it's like anxiety. Anxiety is nothing but fear, like, you know, and I talked about it. Like, I've always struggled with my anxiety. And one thing I realized with anxiety is you literally have to do every single thing that you're scared to do. You know what I'm saying? Or you'll never overcome it. I don't know if you ever seen, they be having TV shows of people who are like scared to do something. And it's like the moment they do it, they like, it's not even that bad. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's like they overcome that fear, you know? And so basically, like, that's, you know, what anxiety is. Anxiety is nothing but fear. And the only way to overcome it is by doing it. So if you lack confidence because you're scared to do it, the more you do it, you'll get easier. Just if you got a fear of driving when you young, you just got I'm scared to drive on the highway. I'm shaking next to the tractor trailers. Okay, but you drove for a whole year. You drove for 2 years. Now you fucking speeding in between motherfucking, you know, in and out of the You get what I'm saying? So it's like you went into it like being a fucking rookie, and now like you a fucking pro, you know? So I feel like, you know, if you ever lack confidence as a man, you know, I feel like going about approaching women, just do what the fuck you scared to do.
Yeah, like just shoot your shot. Like just say something. I saw this woman at a gas station one day. This was definitely before I met my wife. As a matter of fact, I think I was with my last wife. Anyway, and I saw her at the gas station, and she was very attractive. I mean, like extremely attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I couldn't stop looking at her attractive.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I walked out the gas station. I got my gas, paid for it. Got back in my car, and I was getting ready to pull off, and she was walking out. And I rolled down my window. I said, I just want to tell you, yo, you are beautiful. Like, you just seem like a really beautiful person. And she was like, thank you. But now she's expecting me to go further. That's all I got for you. You're beautiful. I hope it brightens your day. I'm out. But I couldn't not say nothing. I had to find something to say.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really trying for it to go further.
But see, I feel
she
like
was fucking mesmerizing. Like,
yeah. But see, I feel like something like that is like real smooth. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, all right, you married and you was just like, this woman is attractive. So it's just like, let me get this woman this compliment. Because I just, you know, and I don't know. I feel like in a sense, it's like people just do that in general. Cause like even me as a woman, right? If I go in somewhere and it's a woman, she's a cashier and she's really pretty, or I like her hair, I'm naturally just gonna give her that. Like, you know, I'm like, you're very beautiful, or I love your nails, I love your hair, you know. But like if a man is single, to me, I feel like that is a very smooth way. Like, I just want to let you know you are very beautiful, like, you know, and she receives the compliment. And if you're single as a man, like follow up with like, are you taken for? Like, are you single? Like, you know, you live around here. Like, can I take you to dinner? You know, can I get to know you a little bit? You know, just slide those in, and she'd be like, oh, I'm actually in a relationship, but thank you so much. You know, and it's like, literally, it shouldn't make you feel bad because ultimately you made a woman feel good about herself. You know, so that immediately like lit her up. You know, even though it's like, hey, thank you. I really appreciate that. But I am in a relationship, you know, but I really, really appreciate it. You have a great day. To me, that shouldn't make you like, you know, take away from your confidence, you know, because it's literally not the fact that she said you weren't enough. She's just in a relationship, you know.
And if nothing else, you brighten her day. Like if you did nothing else, you brighten her day. And she might have been walking around and she just had a bad fucking day, and you just said something to her that might have changed her entire day for her.
Yeah.
Say it.
Yeah. And I personally feel like people need to do that in general. You know, I feel like people should, you know, and I think that would help too with people too. Because I feel like a lot of people be in their head about shit. Like a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people have insecurities. A lot of people lack confidence, and some people struggle with their self-worth. So I just feel like, you know, nothing hurts by complimenting someone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, I like how you put that on today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, even some of my male clients, and this is not flirting, you know what I'm saying? But like, you know, usually they come in with their shape up and stuff after the fact, you know. But sometimes some of them will go get their shape up before they come in. I'm like, oh, your lineup look real good. Like, you know, to me, it don't take nothing to give someone a compliment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think people should also do that more often. Like, just compliment. And it don't even got to be like, you know, based on looks, but tell people you fucking proud of them too, you know, just to help people build up their confidence and, you know, their self-worth and stuff like that. So
like my biggest thing, and this is kind of who I've been, and this is the one thing I'm glad I've never, even when I was my cockiest person, I've never gotten rid of this. I've always wanted people to walk away from me feeling better than when they walked up to me. Because everybody has something about them that you can give them a compliment on. I like the way you put your outfit together. Your intelligence. You know what I'm saying? You super there's always something that you can say to somebody that'll make them feel better than when they walked up. Like I'm not a shallow dude at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I date a woman, I date a woman for the woman. You know what I'm saying? I date a woman for who she is. I will never, and I mean absolutely never, be with a woman to say, you know what I'm saying, something about her weight. I want you to be happy with who you are. I want you to be happy. Whether or not, it don't matter how the hell I feel. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I ain't left. So I want you to. But the one thing I've always noticed when a woman is down on herself or she's feeling bad about how she looks, whether it be weight, appearance, anything, eventually that will turn into lack of self-esteem, which translates into lack of self-confidence. And it snowballs from there. I'm always going to tell a woman that I'm with every single day, you look a fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you, which means you must look amazing because I'm with you.
Right.
But I always want to, if a woman says no, saying, oh, I need to work out, well, let's work out then. And I'm not a big workout dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm about as lazy as it comes some fucking times. But if that means that I'm gonna get out there and I'm gonna walk with you, we're gonna jog or we're gonna lift weights or whatever.
Yeah.
I just want you to, when you get up and you look in the mirror every day, you see the best version of you.
Right.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If now don't get up putting on them damn eyelashes and shit out here. You don't need that. But you don't need that shit. But if a woman wants to work out. If a woman wants to do things to improve on her appearance, do that. Because I want you to be impressed with you. I'm already impressed. You know what I'm saying? You did your part with me already. Now do your part with you. Because there's a lot of you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of men who lack self-esteem. And the reason that is, it's not for the reason that guys think. Guys think that, oh, my woman don't tell me I look good, so I don't have self-esteem. No, you don't tell you look good. You know what I'm saying? When you look in the mirror, you're not happy with what you see.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? That's a big part of a person. It's called self-confidence, self-esteem. It's how you feel about yourself.
Right.
A woman will never be able to do that for you. I don't give a fuck if 50 women walk up to you. If you don't like who you look in the mirror and see, you're still not going to be able to approach a woman because you're still not going to think that you look good enough to do it.
Yeah.
You're not going to feel strong enough. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, I don't, just like I said, I feel like people gotta, just like I said, well, people gotta take the time to get to know who you are. Like, no one should be able to tell you who you are. Like, no one should know you better than you. No one should be able to love you more than you love yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should love yourself and look that highly of yourself. And like I said, not in an arrogant way or a conceited way, but just a way of like, I know exactly who I am and no one can take from how I view who I am. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know. That's all I have.
But so we went over time, but I'm glad y'all hung out with us. As a matter of fact, people started coming in when we normally would be off. So I'm glad we stayed on so we can catch y'all too. So every Wednesday, y'all know what we do. Like, subscribe, share it with somebody. And I say this about every show, but shows like this where somebody may really truly benefit from it, do that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might be struggling with something and send it up. I got a few people that I'm sending this show to that probably didn't tune in. I'm sending it directly to them because like these are things that are actually beneficial and can help people.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm gonna speak highly of our show because every episode can help somebody. But yeah, share it with somebody. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. You know, every Wednesday we do this live. So tell a friend, tune in live. You can be in the comments. You know, say what you want. We'll answer, laugh at you, laugh with you. But tune in every Wednesday. Do this with us. But until next Wednesday, me and Bridget's out. We tired, y'all. Be easy, folks.
This is Love, Sex, and Society with Bridget and Don. Please like, subscribe, and share.